Behind these glass walls, people's jobs used to be secure. But how many financial analysts will be needed in a world governed by algorithms?
I certainly wouldn't advise my son to become a banker, for example, if he wants a profession that won't be negatively influenced by digitalization. But it can work as long as you stay open to new technologies.
Hans-Georg Scheibe is on the board of ROI, a Munich management consulting company which specializes in helping companies become ready for Industry 4.0. Sociologist Sabina Pfeiffer researches the changes taking place in work and society. She thinks that jobs with a high degree of routine will be most in danger.
I think one thing that seems to have fallen under the radar of public attention is that conventional office jobs will be most affected. Clerical jobs, doing things on computers, jobs that don't need many qualifications, jobs that are based on standardized processes. And the step to automate these functions completely, not just with machines but with algorithms, is relatively easy, and it will cut a lot of costs.
Many industries are affected. China is at the forefront of this development. Taiwanese-based manufacturer Foxconn, a major supplier of Apple, has already acquired thousands of robots to do its work. And this year alone, they've replaced 60,000 workers in their factories. Soon, the company plans to deploy 1 million robots. 600 companies are following suit in Kunshan, a major Chinese manufacturing hub.
On the one hand, these kinds of employee numbers are unheard of in Germany. On the other hand, we don't refer to China as a developing country anymore, but rather as an emerging economy. Of course, in the industry that Foxconn is working in, they're undergoing extremely rapid industrial development, a process that took us 100 or 150 years.
There's no way around it. China will boost its productivity, and that will be accomplished by means of digitalization.
Many future jobs could be taken over by computer-driven sensors. They'll be networked with factories and parts suppliers across the globe, which will autonomously determine when and where a component is needed and also arrange for transport. So, where are the people?
Software development will of course benefit from automating and networking everything. What's often forgotten is that automation will also enable less qualified people to accomplish highly skilled tasks. Not just through automation, but also through support of human-machine interfaces.
But some professions will disappear altogether. Self-driving trucks could put more than 3 million drivers out of a job in the U.S. alone, and another 5 million people who work in diners, filling stations, and motels could be replaced by robots. Another example is Adidas. The sports manufacturer is starting production again in Germany this year. But that won't mean lots of new jobs. Its robot-operated shoe factory uses 3D printing technology.
If the technology's there, it's going to be used. That's the whole basis of this discussion.
Society may have to decide not to pursue certain developments. If we take a purely technological route, then the gulf between rich and poor will grow. The gap between the developed capitalist countries and the rest will continue to widen. We can already see that Europe has changed dramatically.
So how will we earn a living in the future? In industrialized nations, alternative models like the unconditional basic income are being discussed. Even internet giants have expressed support, but do they have ulterior motives?
The basic income model benefits the likes of Google or Facebook, but it's society that foots the bill. If it were to be introduced, who would profit the most? Precisely these U.S. companies. And who's going to pay the unconditional basic income? I'm sure it won't be Google or Facebook.
We shouldn't be using basic income to paper over social inequality. If the few people who are still in work are expected to finance the basic income of the rest, if that's the financial model, then I don't think that's the answer.
Dann glaube ich, wird es keine Lösung sein.